Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngani Titan, and I'm very excited in this particular video because, and I'm going to kind of spoil it I think in advance, because something's happened that has never happened to me before in World of Tanks. I mean, Monday started out as kind of a normal enough Monday. I did Tuesday's video, in the morning, and I transferred previous captured videos over to my main PC, and I went through and I deleted all the ones that I thought weren't potential candidates to show. Wasn't feeling terribly energetic on this particular Monday, so I did a few chores around the house, and then come evening I actually started playing World of Tanks, and I was playing my T28 and my Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, and I wasn't having any great games. And I thought I need to cheer myself up a little bit and I had actually completed my daily ops, and but I thought I just wanted to cheer myself up and have a bit more fun in World of Tanks than I was having. I mean, there were a mixed bag of games. Some of them were okay games, and some of them were actually terrible games. But none of them were really great, and they were all kind of a chore, you know, in the sense that it was difficult to eke out any result. However, I thought about what would I do, what would I play. Pulled out the Comet and had one terrible game in it, and then I thought I'd play the T67. I actually discovered that I had the crew for the T25 too. I'd kind of forgotten about them, and they were still on the T25 too, so I transferred them to the T67 at 75%. Now I have 8 or 9 skills, and I put them on the T67, and I think the first game I had was pretty much terrible as well. Can't remember what map it was. And then I had this game here on Malinovka. So I come over to this bush, or this cluster of bushes. Can't see through them all that well. I generally try and rely on other people's spotting, but I think some of my people aren't positioned well for spotting. So I'm actually poking out every now and again and use the binoculars. But then I pull back to shoot. And so far, I've been doing alright. Like, I've been getting a few hits in, a few licks in, gotten a tank killed, and we're about to get another one killed. So now we have 3 tanks killed. And it's early days yet in the game. Now the enemy are pushing across the field from the east-western side. At this point, I thought things were kind of normal enough, and I was actually pretty happy with our team's disposition as well. I thought the team was reasonably well set up in terms of its locations and where it was. Now things started to go wrong here. Now we are at long ranges. The dispersion on the gun and the T67 is its biggest weakness. The gun handling the accuracy isn't too bad, but the dispersion is actually quite high. So the biggest danger, and what I find my own personal weakness with it, is that I tend to fire as soon as the shell is loaded, whereas you're better off giving the sights a chance to settle, and also given the fact that I generally often have slow internet, I'd be better off waiting an extra second or two, even past the sight settling, just to let the server reticle catch up with what I'm doing. So it's not too bad if you moved, you're like this and you're more or less in the same location. The server reticle is going to be pretty close by. But if I swing the turret around, sometimes it really pays off if I actually wait an extra second or two. So I've wasted quite a few shots there, but at the same time I'm still doing decent damage, and I'm kind of happy enough, and the kills are racking up. I wasn't actually taking too much notice of the kills, but I suddenly realised, well, round about now I realised that A, I'm the last proper tank at this end of the map, and B, things are not looking so hot on the hill. So now I have a couple of choices. I can join the fight in the hill, but I think a T67 is completely unsuitable for that location. My best bet if I was to assist people on the hill would be actually to go up around A4, hide in the bushes there, and hope that the guys would fall back. Or hope that I could catch the tanks on the hill on the way down, but I'm not too sure how many tanks are on the hill. I know there's a light tank and a tank destroyer up there, but I suspect there's more. Because I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention, so I thought, well, they've come up the western side of the field, they've come up actually through the eastern side of the lake. There's probably nobody down here. There might be a tank destroyer down here, but the artillery, this is the ideal moment for a run on the artillery. I can get down in here into the bushes, and I can use my my stealth and my binoculars and stuff like that to see. And also, I'd switch to high explosives, because I'd only 9 rounds of APCR left, and it's very easy to run out of ammunition on this tank, and I'd rather use the high explosives on the artillery and possibly a lightly armoured tank destroyer rather than, and save the armour piercing stuff for when I need it, when I absolutely need shots to penetrate. Now at this point, I missed, when I pulled into this bush, the sight of, you can see it in the camera if you scroll back a bit, the shot leaving the artillery over there off to my left. But I knew that he was somewhere around, and I reckoned he was on the left just from the sound of the shots outgoing, because he was continuously outputting fire. So I came around here, but I was kind of watching my driving rather than looking around the terrain, and I didn't spot him on time, or I didn't get the turret swung around, and he's almost onto me, so he has swung onto my position, so I can't really stop anymore and take aim. I have to keep moving in case he gets a lucky shotgun in, and if I keep moving, of course, these low tier tanks, the bloom on them is absolutely huge, so it's pure chance if they hit you in a shotgun when you're moving at all. However, now that I've killed him, I've been spotted, and I need to keep moving because I was detected there for a while. Now I've lost the spot. There was some incoming fire, so now I'm going, what do I do now? Do I go into the cap circle, or do I stay out? And I was kind of thinking about it. The reason I stopped here was I was kind of considering my options. When the light tank appears, and I think, okay, I can take him. So I'm waiting for the light tank to appear. As soon as he spots me, he turns to face me, and I get the shot off, and that's him out of the way. So now I'm thinking, okay, there's an enemy in the cap circle. What am I going to do? I gotta go back, and I thought about going back over the hill, but I thought I might make it in time. I reckoned going past the medium in the ground to the east of the lake is just not on. So my only viable direction for travel is actually west of the field. Come up along the western side of the field where no one's going to see me, because that medium on the eastern side of the lake is just going to be too far away. He's not going to see all the way over to the western edge of the field. However, as I was driving along here, I suddenly realised I have a Radley Walters in the bag. There's a potential Pools medal in this. And when the pressure really racked on, all of a sudden, I mean, I've been kind of 1 versus 2 before, 1 versus 3 even a few times, and, you know, I've pulled it off on occasion. Not often, but I've pulled it off on occasion. And with a tank like the T67, I'd be reasonably confident of pulling it off, especially when I'm top tier. But a sudden realisation that there was a Pools medal on him, and all of a sudden I was sweating, like, you know, I was really felt the pressure. So I didn't pause, wait, and calmly go for the tracking shot here, which I should have done before anyone had noticed where I was. So I'm forced to take him out on the move because there's incoming fire from Matilda, and I do not want to be sitting still in front of Matilda. So now I need to get into the low ground, break the spot on the Matilda. I was quite fortunate he didn't hit me there, actually. The little turn inwards towards him saved me, and I've broken the spot. And now I'm going, well, what do I do now? It's a Matilda. I've only 5 rounds left. I'm not sure if 5 rounds could take out a Matilda, especially if he's in full health and he's angling his armour well and stuff like that. I was actually seriously contemplating going for the enemy cap circle, because he's in a good location there. He's kind of lots of cover. He's plenty of opportunities to be hulled down, and I do not at any kind of range want to be engaging in Matilda hull down, and I certainly don't want to be doing it where he can see me. If I'm going to be engaging Matilda, I want to do it out of the view range of the Matilda. Now, the Matilda actually has a pretty decent view range, and I don't know what his setup is in terms of optics or anything like that, or equipment. He is a decent player, because his reactions are pretty good. He goes hull down, and he turns his tank to face the enemy as soon as he comes under fire. Like there, he's gone hull down again, and he's turned to face me as soon as he came under fire. And there he is now. He's watching the bush that I fired from. and he's hull down. He's only giving me the turret to shoot at. I don't want to be... I've only got 4 rounds left. I don't want to be bouncing shots off the turret. So, I'm sitting here waiting to see would he give me any bit of the hull. And I thought, okay, maybe if I go a bit further, I might get a better angle. And there's plenty of time left. I still have the option of going for the cap circle. So I come down here and shouldn't really have knocked that bush, but he probably couldn't see me at this range. I'm past his view range, but with the binoculars kicking in, I'm pretty sure I'm outranging him. I think he's blind firing into the bush, and as soon as I fire at him, he turns the turret in my direction, and that shot hit my tracks. Didn't do any damage, but it hit my tracks. That's pretty good shooting, considering all he was aiming at was the outgoing tracer from my round. And I only fired at him once. But we got him. We got him with a couple of rounds of ammo to spare, so I got my Pool's medal. I got one better, actually. I got 11. But it's still a Pool's medal, and did over 2,000 damage. So 11 destroyed, 2,000 damage. Also picked up a Ranger medal. That's another rare medal, at least for me. I don't know, I've only got like 3 previous rare medals. We came number 1 by experience, and we got an ace tanker and all the rest of it. One would nearly expect to get an ace tanker on most games, most tanks, with if you get the Pool's medal. At least that would be my expectation. I suspect that the tanks that you wouldn't get an ace tanker on, and where you scored a Pool's medal, probably were tanks that are very popular, and probably tanks that are a little bit overpowered, at least those with the skill to use them. There's quite a few tanks that have a kind of a high skill threshold, but when you do meet that skill threshold, they're a little bit on the overpowered side, so that while the average player is absolutely terrible in them, which brings down their overall stats, the good players would be really good, and they'd be getting Pool's medals on the people who get Pool's medals on a regular basis would be very good on these particular kinds of tanks, and they'd probably play these more than other plebs like myself. Although the T67 is a good tank apparently for getting this kind of stuff. So nearly 5 years into the game, 29,804 battles, the stars aligned, and I got my Pool's medal. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting. If you did, please give it a like and a share. If you have not already done so, please subscribe. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.